Hello there and welcome to the YouTube channel for Pacific Coast Auto. My name is Derek Weldon and today we're taking a look at a 1992 Nissan Skyline. This one is a GTS-T, and so that means it's a rear wheel drive, 2-liter, inline 6-cylinder with turbo. So this puts out just north of 200 horsepower. Pretty good package here, commonly used in drifting these days now that other drift cars are getting more expensive. Especially these are popular, I guess, with amateur drifters, and then this car here looks like it was a past drift car, and I'll get into why in a second. But this is going to be a walk around of the vehicle condition. This one was bought from auction for export to the USA. Okay, so this one has 240,000 kilometers on it and is in need of some body work. So the nice thing about buying at the auction is you pay basically the price that the vehicles are worth because it is an auction. And so if it's a poorer condition one, you'll pay lower. If it's an amazing condition one, you'll pay higher. This one seems like it is in pretty good condition for the high mileage and the bad body. And what I mean by that is the engine runs fine, power steering is good, clutch is good, brakes are a little bit soft, but they still work, and so that's good. The oil is good, the coolant is good, aftermarket parts here and there. Adjustable, nice, and it is super low, as you can see, so it's nice that there is the adjustable suspension on it. I personally would boost that up a little bit, but having a super low car for your drifting is really nice. You're not allowed to do that, that's illegal in Japan. You can ride a bicycle without a helmet here, but you can't ride two people on a bicycle. Okay, so timing belt was changed in 2014 according to this sticker here at 162,524 kilometers. And it's going to be interesting for this video to take a look at what a 200 plus kilometer Skyline looks like, because in Japan that's extremely high mileage, whereas in other countries it wouldn't be considered as high because Japanese people don't typically drive their cars as much. Okay, so quick peek at the car with the hood down and then over to the auction sheet. Okay, now this car hasn't been in an accident according to the auction sheet here, but we do have hood sitting a little bit off. I mentioned in the other videos that some of the panels don't line up. This is just the hood and the trunk, it seems like. Doors seem to be okay. Hood and the trunk. Yes. Which is funny because those are the two items that are more appealing than the rest. Anyways, let's go over the auction sheet here. This vehicle comes from Okayama. That's really super far away. That's the very bottom of Japan, and we're, I guess, right in the middle of Japan here in Yokohama. So it's a 1992 Skyline GTS-T Type M, 2-liter, auction grade 3.5 with an interior grade C, alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, 240,000 kilometers on it exactly. I guess not now because it was driven here. From one of the ports nearby. So it goes from Okayama to Kawasaki by boat and then gets driven to us. 5-speed manual, alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, purchased from user, aftermarket exhaust. And a pretty nice exhaust, I like the sound of it. Bride, full bucket seat. It's not in good condition, but if you're going to be drifting, the rips and stuff are not that much of a concern. You can get extra wrappings for them if that's what you're into. Most people just tape it up and go. A lot of drift cars with ripped full bucket seats. Fully adjustable suspension, Cusco LSD. It's one of those ones, and so if you're driving it as a street car, do take care that that's a normal sound for that style of LSD, or a normal feeling. I guess it's not so much a sound, but more of a feeling of the car. Like it'll engage slightly even when you're not spinning the tires, just when you're in a parking lot turning tightly, like going to park your car. Turbo car, various aftermarket parts, steering wheel wear, driver's seat ripped, interior dirty, dashboard comes up, engine oil leak. I didn't show you where it was, but it was on the valve cover on the left side at the rear. So a pretty easy fix. Driver's seat case faded. And so the full bucket seat has these Velcro in pieces, and one of those is faded, I guess. Needs to be rewrapped anyway. Okay, so paint peeling on the front bumper, paint peeling on the hood, small dents on the roof. I said that it was faded paint, but it looks like it's just dust on there. I said in the other video it was faded paint, but no, it's just dusty. Uneven paint here, paint peeling here, a scuff here, and paint peeling on the back. and it says a little bit of rust here. I'm going to go to the rust first because it's pretty mild. A car that's 25 years old, especially like a Nissan, rust is something that you do want to watch out for, but there isn't any in the engine bay, and just this tiny little spot here. So it looks like it came from a paint crack. Listen to the exhaust. And if you have a subwoofer, you're going to hear the actual sound of it. It sounds like, and that's good. I think it suits the car pretty well. Okay, so let's go once around, and then we'll go into the details. Those are the original wheels on the car. Kind of cool in the US because they're only available in Japan, but kind of not cool in that they're only a 16 and kind of basic looking by today's standards. I do like them though. They're, I think, 6.5 inches wide for this, and then 7.5 for the GTR. I don't know. The GTR ones are wider, but the same basic design. R32s, I was just thinking about this today, they seem to drive nicer than most other cars that come from this era. And I don't know exactly what it is that makes them feel nicer, but everything just feels good. And that's not the same on old cars. Especially new cars, they always feel so bad to me. Peeling paint on the hood. You already saw the peeling paint on the bumper. Sides are actually pretty good. None of the damage really stands out. The paint wave is probably the worst part, but paint wave, like I've said many times, is not something that a lot of people notice. This section here is pretty bad. Have a look, there are a couple of bubbles. Here's the paint peeling on the trunk. Cool taillights. I actually really like the 90s Nissan logo here. I think that suits the car super well. And it's a nice, bright, new-ish looking sticker. A lot of times you'll see a sticker with the 90s Nissan logo and it'll be all peeling or something. Okay, so standard side skirts there. This is just dirt on the car because it is dirty right now. I do like the looks of this front bumper, kind of your aftermarket bumper look with the big intakes there. Your intercooler is right in here, so you can see it well. Hello, intercooler. Why are you off to the side? That's where Nissan put me. Yeah, it's an efficient location for it in terms of piping, but you can't fit a huge intercooler in there. Okay, on to the inside. Yeah, I guess I can point out this. There, these cover pieces are missing. This one is missing, the other one is cracked. Here's the paint peeling on the side, as the auction sheet said, and typical of most of the Skylines, this section here has gone peeling. Same with this. And on the back, somebody's getting funny with the putty. Into the car. That's the neighbor that doesn't like me. He calls the police on me if cars even spend a minute in front of his house. Okay, so door card ripped there. Peeling paint here, which is weird because these aren't normally painted from Nissan. They painted it and then it peeled. Folding mirrors works, which is weird because they're a common thing to not work. Power windows works. The windows go... We had a battery go dead, and so now we're on battery number 2 out of 4 that we usually have, but today I forgot to charge them, so I only have 2. Bride, full bucket seat. You can see the rips that the auction sheet mentioned. You can get new cases for these if you want. These sections here are adjustable in that you can just take them out and then put them wherever you want. And then they're supposed to Velcro, but the bottom Velcro pieces aren't in there, so this one just sits there. So the AC doesn't work, even though the auction sheet didn't mention it. That is a little bit poopy, especially on a hot day like today. Well, today it's not hot, but inside this car is. Steering wheel has quite a bit of wear on it. Good to replace it, I would think. Not necessary, but probably a good idea. 240,038 at this time. Here we have a turbo timer. And over here we have something interesting. Look at this. It shows you the amount of horsepower that you have at any moment. That's cool. And the RPM and probably some other cool things. It's a RSM, rev speed meter by Apex I. Okay, so we have a crack in the ashtray, a lot of wear on the shift knob there. That is the original one by the looks of it. And this part's squishy, which is weird because it sometimes gets that way. Not on all of them, but some of them it gets squishy. Okay, deformation on the dashboard. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's gone. Okay, deformation on the dashboard there and over there. The common place for the Nissan deformed dash. Needs to be cleaned. Got a cigarette burn there and a hole over there for where I guess the previous owner put his foot. Kind of a weird place to put a foot. The back has a bit of sagginess in the liner, but is okay. And then this part here is a strange part. It cracks easily. That one's not cracked, but on the other side it is. Let me show you. Wah, wah, wah. And oh, I just noticed. Component speakers, 3-way. Yeah. I bet you the previous owner listened to Limp Bizkit on this car, so it has a little bit of history. I bet you he did. You know what's cool about these is sometimes this type of stereo has a hard drive so that you can find the previous owner's taste in music. And I bet you anything there's some Limp Bizkit there. Even like the newer ones when people stop listening. Okay, so engine-wise, driving-wise, seems to be okay. The body needs a little bit of work. But you can take it right to the Drifto track now if you want to go and Drifto this car. So I hope you enjoyed the walk around. Sorry about the battery mix-up in the cut there, but thank you for watching and have a nice day.